Matinee. Matinee time. RCA Victor brings to daytime radio hours the finest talent in the field of entertainment. Stars of the evening entertainment world shine for your benefit every Wednesday afternoon. The pick of radio's finest visiting you for one full hour. Here's the program for today. Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankees, Victor recording artist, with the Norsemen and the Stewart sisters. Eddie East and Ralph Dumpke, better known as the Sisters of the Skillet. Hazel Glenn, prima donna of light opera, charming stage star who twinkles in the big-time radio hours of the night. RCA Victor is proud to select from its large list of eminent recording artists for this Radio City matinee one of the best-known and best-loved of all popular singers and orchestra leaders. For 7 years, Rudy Valley has been the dictator of trends in popular music as a Victor recording artist and has become radio's leading impresario, presenting each week for the makers of Fleischmann's Yeast the outstanding variety show on the air. So ring up the curtain on the Radio City matinee. We salute the incomparable Rudy and his incomparable Connecticut Yankees. Rudy Valley.
Everybody, this is Rudy Valley with the Connecticut Yankees. The strains of March On Down the Field were the first to bring you our music and singing back in the Hi-Ho Club in February 1928, and it has been our signature ever since in the various nightclubs at which we have been engaged. Deep Night was the first lyric attempt on the part of yours truly, and was our first Victor recording, too. In 1929, I think it was, we visited the Victor Labs on 44th Street, and this was our first record that we made with trembling and awe, and is still preferred by many as one of our best Victor recordings. A Harvard student who played piano for me had written the melody years before he'd come to play in New York, and after playing it for weeks as a melody, I decided to try my hand at writing a lyric, looking for an E syllable that would make the high notes in the composition easier to reach, determined me in the title of Deep Night. We'll be assisted throughout the program by the Kiesewetter 8. They were formerly the Norsemen, but are now the Kiesewetter 8 and the Stewart sisters. Shadows are falling and nighttime is calling. This is a time for love. Day has just ended, the moon has descended, lighting the sky above. Day seems so long, dear, waiting for you. Moments seemed years to me. Nighttime has brought you, daylight has lost you. Would it could always be. Deep night, stars in the sky above, moonlight, lighting our place of love. Night winds seem to have gone to rest. Blue eyes, brightly with love are gleaming. Come to my arms, my darling, my sweetheart, my own. Vow that you'll love me always and be mine alone. Deep night, whispering trees above, kind night, bring fortunes in 6/8 time have rarely been big hits. Here are two exceptions, and both of them were great Victor records for us, and it was our good fortune to introduce them. The lyric of Betty Coed was By Yours Truly, and the other one was 99 out of 100. Betty Coed has lips of red for Harvard. Betty Coed has eyes of Yale's deep blue. Betty Coed's the golden head for Princeton. A dress, I guess, is black for old Purdue. Betty Coed's a smile for Pennsylvania. Her heart of Dartmouth treasure, so it is said. Betty Coed is loved by every college boy. But I'm the one loved by Betty Coed. Dance Idea in 1929 swept two vaudeville entertainers on to fame and fortune in radio. They had been appearing as fill-ins to oblige a word station manager, but their new idea stampeded them into daily broadcast and started them climbing to network popularity. And what popularity? Their idea was a burlesque of household hinters. And today, Eddie East and Ralph Dumke are the sisters of the skillet to millions of harried housewives and their families. Eddie and Ralph, the sisters of the skillet.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sisters of the skillet.
Well, how are you all this afternoon?
Well, I hope everybody in the whole world is all right.
You know, Ralph, what do you got?
Well, we got pop. What do you think of that?
All right,
Everywhere we go, we get letters. And look where this one is from.
Where's it from?
From good old Pittsburgh, my old hometown.
Yes, good old Pittsburgh. What does it say about it?
It says, dear Broadcasters, the watch still have no...
Take your time now.
Yeah. It says, dear Broadcasters, the watch...
What's the matter?
She writes so fast I can't read it. You try it once, see what she says.
She says, dear boy.
That's,
She says, I still have an old-fashioned icebox in the kitchen.
Ah, that's nice.
And my problem is this. During the winter months or rainy days, when the iceman brings the ice in the kitchen, he traps up my kitchen with his dirty, snowy, wet shoes. What?
I say...
Oh, yeah. He is a sensitive soul, and I hate to speak to him about it.
What, about his soul?
No, about the...
the sensitive.
Yeah. Says, how can I prevent this? Well, you get the idea. I mean, the Iceman comes in every day, and his shoes, he gets snow and stuff, and she just mops the kitchen. Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? Yeah, well, you know what you ought to do?
What does she ought to do?
Come right out and tell him. Just tell him, say, you have to clean your feet before you come to the kitchen. Oh.
She says it, huh? She don't want to... She's a sensitive soul, see?
Yeah, but that's the thing to do, so just tell him.
No. You might break up a beautiful friendship there, you know.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
I guess you did. I got an idea.
What?
Why couldn't he keep the icebox out in the garage?
Out in the garage?
Yeah. And that way, he'd deliver the ice in the garage and...
We're going to keep the time.
In the kitchen. No, you couldn't do that, could you?
No, that'd be wrong.
That's all.
Well, you know what you could do?
What?
Why couldn't you take an old pair of shoes that belonged to her husband?
Yeah, Iceman's got shoes.
No, wait a minute. She takes an old pair of shoes and she tacks a mop on the bottom of each old shoe.
Yeah.
He leaves it out, and then when he comes along, he takes off his own shoes, he puts on these shoes with a mop. See?
Yeah.
When he comes in, he helps clean the kitchen. See?
Hey, that's a grand idea.
Yeah.
Better still, I got the idea.
What?
All she needs to do is to, you know what a trapeze is?
Yeah.
You know, in a circus like this?
Yeah.
All she has to do is put one up in the center of the room, see, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And takes a little string and ties it onto the kitchen door, see?
Yeah.
Then when the Iceman knocks on the door, see, she runs over, she opens up the icebox door, see?
First.
She says, come in, Charlie. Mr. Frisker.
Yeah,
whatever she calls him.
Yeah.
Anyway, she says, come in. So he opens the door, see, and he grabs with one hand the trapeze, and he's got the ice and the tongs in the other hand, and he swings over to the icebox, throws the ice in, and he swings out back the door, and...
That's where they got that song.
What?
You know, the Iceman, you about to fly the trapeze, you know?
The Iceman on the flying trapeze.
Whoa!
He flies through the air with the greatest of ease.
In 1929, the Connecticut Yankees and I went to the coast to make a thorough and feeble full-length movie, The Vagabond Lover. My favorite song in that picture, however, was A Little Kiss Each Morning, A Little Kiss Each Night. Also one of our early popular Victor records. happy, we'll always sing if we'll remember one little thing, a little kiss each morning, a little kiss each night. Who cares if hard luck may be ahead, an empty cupboard, a crust of bread, a little kiss each morning, a little kiss each night. Dreams may disappoint us, as they often do. Bring your tears to me, dear. I'll bring mine to you. Though hair so golden may turn to gray, I'll call you sweetheart and always say a little kiss each morning, a little kiss each night.
Let's look in at the home of Alice and Jim Roberts. Myra Hardy, their neighbor, has just dropped in.
Hello, Alice. Hello. Jim.
Hello,
How
Myra.
are you,
Come right
Myra?
in.
Splendid, thanks, splendid. George and I have been having such an argument about the new radio we're going to get. Oh? That is, if we can ever agree on one. I know you just got a new one, so I came over to see how you like it. What kind is it?
It's the new RCA Victor with a magic brain.
Well, that's what George wants to get. But I said, oh, you've just fallen for that expression, the magic brain.
Whoa, now, wait a minute. It's a lot more than that.
Those are fighting words to Jim, Myra. And you'd understand why, too, if you knew all the thrills we've had from the magic brain.
Why, Myra, take the tone. It's real. Higher fidelity, you know. Genuine, true-to-life tone. You know what I mean. Just as if the program was being performed right here in the living room.
Is that due to the magic brain?
Mostly, yes. You see, the magic brain has the human ability to concentrate. It selects the station you want, makes it come in 4 times as strong, and gives it a clear, beautiful tone. And it keeps out other interfering stations, reduces noise and crackle.
And Myra, foreign stations we never could get at all before often come in as clear as our own local stations.
Really?
Do you know what the magic brain really amounts to, Myra?
No.
It's practically 5 sets in one. You see, Myra, each mechanism commands a different group of wavelengths. That means perfect tuning and perfect reception for foreign stations, domestic stations, police reports, amateur signals, and aviation signals.
Marvelous.
So you see, this magic brain doesn't have to compromise and crowd all wavelengths on one band.
Well, I'm certainly learning.
There's even more. Tuning is the simplest and most accurate I've ever known. You can get any station in a jiffy.
Let's tune it in now.
Do.
Would you like to hear Rome, Barranquilla, or perhaps just a good dance band in New York City?
Anything. Just so I can hear it right away. No more argument for George and me, though. You two have made it 100% vote at our house in favor of the RCA Victor Magic Brain.
When it comes to a family vote for the new radio, almost every family casts a 100% ballot in favor of the new RCA Victor Magic Brain radio. That is, if they've heard it in operation or have friends who own one. For the news spreads from friend to friend that this wonderful Magic Brain, which is a part of every RCA Victor set of 6 tubes or more, actually thinks for the radio. Really does open a new world of radio pleasure, both in scope, for it gets far more domestic and foreign stations, and in beauty of tone and true-to-life reception. To people constantly growing more insistent on good taste in all their surroundings, the superbly beautiful new RCA Victor cabinets are an added delight. See then, hear the breathtaking performance of the magnificent Magic Brain in operation at your RCA Victor dealers tomorrow. This is the Radio City Matinee, bringing to you in person stars of the evening on a daytime radio program. RCA Victor presents the Sisters of the Skillet, Hazel Glenn, and Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankees.
Signs the dear old Maine, shout till the rafters ring. and drink a toast once again. Let every loyal Maine man sing, and drink to all the happy hours, drink to the careless days, drink to Maine alma mater, the college of our hearts always. To the trees, to the sky, to the spring of glorious happiness, to the youth, to the fire, to the life that is moving and calling us, to the gods, to the fates, to the rulers of men and their destinies, to the lips, to the eyes, to the girls who will love us someday. All farewell, the time to dear old days, just till the laughter rings. And I drink a toast once again, let every loyal Maine man sing, and drink to all the happy hours, drink to the careless days, drink to Maine alma mater, the college of our hearts, always. When Stepping Stone, starring Dorothy Stone, played in New York, keen-eyed producers and hard-hearted critics signaled out a certain young lady in the show for a bright future. The young lady answered those signals by starring in the production in its second season, fulfilling an engagement in London the following year, singing the prima donna role in Rudolph Immel's White Madonna role in Rudolph Immel's White Madonna role in Rudolph Immel's White Eagle the next year. And subsequently becoming one of the favorite voices in the air. The young lady with the future was Hazel Glenn. Here she is, bringing her talent and her charm to the Radio City Matinee. She sings for her first number, the ever-popular Love in Bloom from He Loves Me Not.
Can it be the stream that fills the breeze with rare and magic perfume? Oh, it isn't the breeze, it's love in you. Can it be the stream that seems to bring the stars right into my room? Oh, no, it isn't the stream. It's love in bloom. My heart was a desert. You planted a seed, and this is a flower. This all of sweet fulfillment. Is it all a dream? This joy supreme that came to us in the gloom. You know it isn't a dream. It's love in bloom.
Hazel Glenn will return to sing for us later on in the program. Now we're going to play the drunkard song, Well, I wish we could play it just as we recorded it. And so many people have asked me how I happened to break up and laugh during the making of that Victor record of the Drunkard song. It just happened, perhaps, that I was a bit hysterical and pretty worn out from a hard day's work at Manhattan Beach. The lyrics struck me as funny, even though they were, for the most part, my own words. I broke up halfway through and just couldn't seem to sober up again to stay. The recording chief didn't stop the recording machines as usually does when anything goes wrong. We decided to continue it and put through this monstrosity through the record-making process and then decided to release it. It has evidently furnished much amusement to many of you on Victor record number 24739, The Drunkard Song. There is a tavern in the town, and there my true love sits him down, and drinks his wine as merry as can be, and never thinks of me. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let the parting grieve thee. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye, adieu, adieu, kind friend, adieu. Yes, adieu. I can no longer stay with you, oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well. He left me for the damsel dark. Each Friday night we used to spark, and now my love, who once was true to me, takes that dark damsel on his knee. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let parting grieve thee. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye, adieu, adieu, kind friend, adieu. Yes, adieu. I can no longer stay with you, Oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well. Now I see him nevermore. He never knocks upon my door. Oh, it's me. He penned a little note. I'll read you the words he wrote. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let parting grieve thee. Oh, the time has come for you and I to say goodbye, adieu, adieu, kind friend, adieu. I can no longer stay with you. Oh, I'll hang my heart on a weeping willow tree. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well.
Melbourne, Australia. What's the price for Sydney? Taxes, then option equipment needed at once. Matinee, on news, all available material. Send via RCA. Frankfurt, Germany. Reporters relocate Wilhelm Rogers. Reply immediately.
Every hour, every minute of the day, news and messages like these are being flashed from all corners of the globe over RCA communication systems. Like a great nerve center of the world, RCA communications feed history-making words from one nation to the other, continuously transmitting and receiving information involving millions of dollars, sometimes millions of human lives. The sending and receiving of such urgent messages must not be delayed by static. They must get through instantaneously. So necessity has forced RCA to perfect the most reliable radio transmitting and radio receiving equipment in existence. Is it any wonder then that with this wealth of invaluable experience, RCA has made many of the most sensational developments in radio? Developments like the amazing RCA Victor Magic Brain. For when you first hear the almost miraculous performance of the Magic Brain radio, it will seem that in one step, RCA Victor has covered years of normal advancement. Yet in reality, it is but the logical outgrowth of RCA's mastery of every province of radio. You can now, with an RCA Victor Magic Brain, roam the world for your radio entertainment. And know that whether your choice is Paris or Buenos Aires or your own local station, the reception will be thrillingly true to life. And that you, just like the RCA communication operator, have the whole world at your fingertips. That's Magic Brain performance. WJZ, New York. This is the Radio City Matinee, sponsored by RCA Victor and starring today Hazel Glenn, the Sisters of the Skillet, and Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankees.
My first bow in the musical comedy and review field was in the 11th edition of George White's Stage Scandal. Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries is one of the songs that I used to sing nightly in the production. Today I'll be joined by the Connecticut Yankees, one of the Stewart sisters, and some of the more elusive personalities among the Connecticut Yankees in presenting our version of Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries. People are queer, they're always crawling, scrambling and rushing about. Why don't they stop someday, address themselves this way? Why are we here? Where are we going? It's time that we found out. We're not here to stay. We're on a short holiday. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't make it serious. It's too mysterious. You work, you save your worries so, but you can't take your dough when you go, go, go. So keep repeating it, the very strongest oak must fall. The sweet things in life you were just long, so how can you lose what you never owned? Life is just a terrible ease, so live and laugh at it all.
Life is just a bunch from cherries. Don't take it serious. It's too mysterious. For days, I locked myself in, and I plucked on my violin. My friends all give me the raspberry. They make me feel so small. But in Carnegie Hall, I started real here. Where I end up, huh? In this stuffy pit. Der Lieber, so life is just a bunch from cherries. But live und laugh mit it all. What you there, Charlie?
Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't take it serious. It's too mysterious. I grabbed 4 bandits and I filled them full of lead. But they breaks me back and leaves me laying half dead. Rooney says I was the berry.
Hey, that was a fun thing.
I had plenty of nerve and gall. For 17 months, I was strapped to a board. Then I winds up with a $10 news award. Life is just a bowl of cherries. So what?
Life is a bowl of hot stuff puzzle. Don't take it serious. That's just because it's too mysterious. Just when you think everything is well, something goes wrong. So who can tell? Life is just a huckleberry. And so what are you were going that you use? Rudy Valley sings and sings, and I play the violin. He's making all the dough, and I push. Life is just a raspberry. Hey, call Fanny, I guess here.
Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't take it serious. It's too mysterious. Why, I was the winner of a beauty prize, but the methods they used opened up my eyes. Once I did believe in fairies, but now I don't at all. They all examined me just as you would a pup, and I wound up with this useless cup. Life is just a bowl of cherries, so live and laugh at it all.
Life is a sort of receptacle for flutings. It owns the levy to take you to profoundly Judy's birthday around. Fancy, I thought I was in the House of Parliament making a speech. Where was I?
In the Blooming House of Parliament.
So the song you do. The song you do was false. The 3 things in life were just alone, you know. How can you do something that you never possess? Life is a sort of jolly afternoon. Oh, just say, cheerio, you lose, carry on, they are.
Life is just a behold at thing. Don't take it serious. It's too serious. Every morning, I've got a date to take my plunge through the Empire State. I live the belly in a building quite so tall. There's a guy in this band the girls want to kiss. He gets thousands a week for just crooning like this.
Life is just a bowl of cherry.
All that!
Radio City Matinee carries on, or rather, Eddie and Ralph carry on as only that famous team of East and Dunsky can. Here they are, bringing more fun in the roles of Henry Puckleworth and Mert. A driving lesson is in progress.
And now we're going to take you out to the Puckleworth home where we find Henry Puckleworth and he's teaching Mert to drive the car. All right, you all ready to go, Robert?
Yeah, all set.
All right, here's Henry talking to Mert.
All right now, Mert, just get in the car.
Well, Henry, don't talk so fast and tell me so many things to do. My lamps were not even in the car yet.
Yeah, well, now, don't get excited, Mert. The important thing to remember is to have the car under controls at all times and signal with your left hand when you're going to turn or stop.
Henry, you've told me that a dozen times. My heavens, I've got some sense, haven't I?
Yes, some.
Well, I figured that if Mrs. Lucas can drive a car, I can. And Mrs. Thrasher, just about all the girls in the neighborhood drive. And heaven knows that if Mrs. Dillon can drive from here to Jones Corner and back in a day and not have any trouble, I surely can drive.
Well, now, get in under the wheel. I think the seat's about right for you. Are you comfortable?
Oh, I guess so. I feel all right.
Well, wait a minute. Take your hand off the button.
The what?
The horn button. Here, take.
Don't jerk my hand like that.
Well, I didn't mean to jerk it, Mert, but your hand was pushing the button.
Well, suppose it was. It didn't hurt anything, did it?
No, guess it didn't.
Well, then don't get so excited. You tell me not to get excited. Then you go grabbing at me before we even get started. Besides, I at least know where the horn is. This is it, isn't it, right here?
Yeah, that's it. But you don't need to blow it yet.
Well, you just keep your shirt on. Now what do I do?
Well, now, first, before you start the motor, you put your left foot up on that pedal there. That's the clutch.
Yeah.
And then your right foot on the brake.
Yeah.
Now, you press them both down.
Yeah.
Now, that's what you do when you want to stop.
Don't be silly, Henry. We haven't even started. Seems to me you're going at this thing backwards, showing me how to press on the brake when we're standing still. Now, let's get started first, then we can do the stop when the time comes.
Well, I want you to know where everything is.
Well, all right. Have it your way. Now, let's see. I press on both these pedals when I want to stop. Let's see. I know that. And this is the horn button.
Yeah, well, please leave that horn alone, will you?
Well, I'm just checking up.
All right, now you turn that key there. That's the ignition. That's it. Now you've got it turned on.
I don't notice any difference. What's the matter with it?
Well, nothing's the matter with it. Now, you see this little thing here? This little pedal?
Yes, I see it. What of it?
That's the starting pedal. Now you press it in with your right foot, and when the motor starts running, you take your foot off real quick.
Well, what's the hurry?
Well, you go ahead and press it.
Press what?
The pedal, the one I told you about.
Oh, you mean this one?
That's it. Press it hard. I said, take your foot off.
Don't yell at me.
Take your foot off.
All right, it's off now.
Yeah, now press your left foot down. That's it. Now press it way in. That's it. Now pull the gear lever back in low.
Pull it where?
Pull it back. That's it. Now let your left foot up easy.
Yeah.
That's it. Now put your left foot in.
Yeah.
Now push the gear lever forward and to the right quick.
Yeah.
Now give it some gas. That's it. Put your foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah.
And not so much. Look where you're going.
Now, how can I look where I'm going and you do all the crazy things you're asking me to do? Be reasonable, Henry Puckleworth.
Now, wait a minute. I'll help you steer. Now let your left foot up. That's it. Now down again. That's it. Now you've got it.
Got what?
You're all right now. Give it some gas.
When?
Now.
I can't find it.
It's that little gas pedal. Press it.
Now?
Yes. That's enough. Don't press it so hard. Watch where you're going. You better turn here. We'll just go around the block a time or two. Take it easy. Look out for the curve.
Will you stop yelling at me?
Now we're around the corner. Now peep over to the right. You don't need to blow the horn.
Oh, stop yelling at me. I'm driving this car. Look, there's Mrs. Dillon on the front porch. Yoo-hoo! Mrs. Dillon!
Now, never mind yelling at Mrs. Dillon. Watch where you're going.
Listen to me, Henry Puckleworth. I'm not going to stop speaking to my friends just because I'm learning to drive a car. Yoo-hoo! Mrs. Dillon!
Now turn to the right here and we'll go around the block back home. Don't turn so fast. Look out, Mert.
Stop yelling at me.
Now be careful. Now here comes the car coming this way.
I see it. It's Mrs. Lucas.
Look out. Keep over to the right. You're going to have a smash up if you don't keep to the right.
Look at Mrs. Lucas. She's going clear over to the curb. I'm at least driving in the street.
Yeah, you're driving all over. Now put your right foot on the brake and slow up for this corner.
All right. Do I press it down hard?
No, that's the gas pedal.
The gas?
Yes.
Stop yelling at me.
Take your foot off the gas pedal. Raise your right foot.
I can't. I've got a cramp in my foot.
Look out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the radio audience. This is Graham Cracking. We're down here at the Puckleworth home to bring you a most unusual and unique broadcast. 2 hours ago, Henry Puckleworth and his wife, Myrtle Puckleworth, started around the block in their automobile with Mrs. Puckleworth under the wheel, taking her first driving lesson for Henry. For 2 solid hours, this car has gone around the block at a terrific rate of speed, and everybody's collected down here. Listen to that crowd cheer. And now they're on the last round, saying the last thing we know is that he dropped the note. Henry dropped the note, says we can't stop. Myrtle has a cramp under her foot, and here they come. Listen to that car pass the mic. And now they've passed. I'll switch you to our good friend Lloyd Simmons, who's standing over on the other street 2 blocks away. All right where the car passed. Ticket, Lloyd.
Thanks, Graham. Hello, boys and girls. You talk about your excitement in Manchuria. Believe you me, nothing that I've ever witnessed in Shanghai or any other place can compare with this Puckleworth car driving episode. On their last round, the car was doing about 65 miles an hour, and the way that these Puckleworths take these corners on 2 wheels, well, you talk about your excitement in Manchuria. Believe you me, I've spun a lot of yarns for you, but nothing in all the wide world of excitement can compare with this thrilling adventure. Boys and girls, picture yourself. Myrtle Puckleworth with her foot clamped down on the gas pedal and a cramp in her foot, making it impossible for her to relieve the pressure that is furnishing the motor with enough power to do 75 miles an hour around the 4 blocks. Listen to that crowd cheer. Listen to Why, the last time the car passed here, it was easily doing 80 miles an hour, carrying its human cargo, Henry and Myrtle Puckleworth, on and on, at a breathtaking speed that I conservatively estimate to be in the neighborhood of 90 miles an hour. Folks, you talk about your best. Well, boys and girls, she's headed for the tree. She's headed for the tree. There she goes. There she goes. Yay! Now, I'll take the mic over there to the car. They're crawling out. Everything seems to be okay. Are you all right? Are you all right?
Well, I guess so, but the car is ruined. It's all ruined.
Well, here's something that's all right. Listen.
This is the Radio City Matinee, sponsored by RCA Victor, starring today Hazel Glenn, the Sisters of the Skillet, and Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankee.
Hold my hand and let me feel you near. Hold my hand to tell me you are here. There's so much your touch reveals so clearly and so sincerely to me, my dear. And until you tell me with your lips, there's a thrill in just your fingertips that my heart alone can understand. Every time you hold my hand. Again, about a year ago this time, some of the Yankees and I trekked west to make another picture. This time it was a picturization of George White's scandals. This afternoon we present Hold My Hand with the Keys of Veterate and the Stewart sisters doing the vocal honors from now on.
Hold my hand and let me feel you near. Hold my hand to tell me you are here. There's so much your touch reveals so clearly and so sincerely to me, my dear. And until you tell me with your lips, there's a thrill in just your fingertips that my heart alone can understand. Every time you hold my
Every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new. Every day I'll let you know that my Valentine is you. We'll live the sweetest story told, like honeymooners do. that romance never will die. It may be a word or a sigh, a gift that I'll bring, and as the years go by, every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new. Here's a new song that we recorded on Victor Record 24827. Every Day. It's a number that I predict will be the most popular of the 5 or 6 songs in the Warner Brothers picture of Sweet Music, which is my good fortune to recently complete out there on the Warner lot at Burbank. Every Day, Victor Record 24827, one that I think you'll enjoy. And each thing I do, I'll do to prove to you that romance never will die. It may be a word or a sigh, a gift that I'll bring, and as the years go by, every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new.
Isn't it too bad we can't have Rudy Valley to play for us all the time? So we can hear him and his music any day, any hour, any minute, whenever we feel like it.
Who said that? And what do you mean, too bad? Why, it's perfectly possible. Because Rudy is on Victor Records. All the latest tunes you hear him play on the air, and many more, are recorded for you. What's more, there are hundreds of popular artists and dance orchestras, as well as opera stars and symphony orchestras, just waiting to perform for you on Victor Records. And what marvelous performances. You'll hear a thrilling beauty of tone, the greatest advance in modern recording in Victor's new higher fidelity records. And you don't have to have a phonograph to play Victor Records. That's rather a startling statement, isn't it? Let me repeat. You don't have to have a phonograph to play Victor Records. For RCA Victor has developed a simple, compact, good-looking record player that plays Victor Records through any radio set. It's quickly attached. It has an electrical motor. You don't have to wind it. And you don't even have to get up to change records, because it can be placed right next to your easy chair, if you wish, while the music comes out of your radio set at the other end of the room. The music you want when you want it. A sweetness of tone you've never gotten out of your radio before. Hear the new Victor record and ask your Victor dealer to demonstrate the RCA Victor record player for you. It is priced at only $16.50. If you would like further information on the RCA Victor record player, as well as information on the latest Victor record releases, write to RCA Victor, Camden, New Jersey, or in care of the station to which you're listening.
Many of our fans feel that this will be another 42nd Street. Very much like Shuffle Off to Buffalo from the same picture. It's the best production number from the Warner picture, Sweet Music. We'll be assisted by the Kiesewetter 8 and the Stewart Sisters, presenting our version of Victor Record 24833, which incidentally is available to the public today, January the 16th. This one is Fare Thee Well, Annabelle.
Over
the river and cheerio, my dear, here's where my journey starts. There's a teardrop glistening in your heart of hearts. Over the river and here I go, my dear, stifle your sobs and moans. Can't you hear that whistling by Mr. Casey Jones? There's a locomotive puffing at the station. Fare thee well, Annabelle. And I know you need a little consolation. Don't pretend, I can tell. When you feel that you're out in the rain, think of me in that Pullman train, on a cold observation car, looking for you in the dark, all in vain. I will send a telegram at every station. Fare thee well, Annabelle. And if your family wants a bit of information, say that I'm doing swell. And when I come back with a pocket full of jack, you'll have something grand to tell. 'Cause I'll take you on a honeymoon vacation. Fare thee well, Annabelle.
I appreciate your words of consolation.
Fare thee well, Annabelle.
But I'd rather have a Pullman reservation.
Not today, Annabelle, for I just got the price of my fare and enough for a policy.
I'm the price of a ticket here, even though I may go broke. I don't care.
At its time, a train was pulling from the station. Fare thee well, Annabelle.
When do we go on the honeymoon vacation?
Maybe soon, but who can tell?
Well, suppose, my dear, that while I am waiting here, I should call for someone swell.
Did you say that you can buy a reservation?
Yes.
Get on board, Annabelle.
We are going on a honeymoon vacation.
Fare thee well, Annabelle.
Don't you think we make a dandy combination?
Fare thee well, Annabelle.
Buy some fish, Lulabelle, for the cat. Honey lamb, I'll attend to that.
Better wise up that cat of yours, that she's moving soon to our little flat.
How my folks would love this little celebration.
Yes, they would. Waltz them down.
All your folks will start collapsing around the station when they hear that choo-choo bell.
But I just don't care, 'cause it isn't their affair.
May I hear that brakeman yell?
So be good and count on all your dissipation.
Very well.
Again, the Radio City Matinee welcomes this charming Hazel Glenn. Her contribution this time is Many Moons Ago from, what was that picture? Did you ever see a dream walking or something like that? Here we go, Many Moons Ago.
All the rustling of the trees meant nothing. All the humming of the breeze meant nothing till you came along. My darling, you came along. Then the rustling of the trees was music, and the humming of the breeze was music. You changed it all into a beautiful song. This is how it happened. Honeymoons ago. It was on a night like this when we sealed our love with one sweet kiss. The thrill was so divine. Many moons ago, you were shy and so afraid, but the moon came to your aid to help you stay. Will you be mine? Many nights apart, many dawns have reddened and paled. Your love was a lie that never failed. For you would wish me now, living up to every vow. And our love is greater yet than when we met. So so many moons ago.
A pretty girl is like a melody that haunts you night and day, just like the strain of a haunting refrain. She'll start upon a marathon and run around your brain. You can't escape. She's in your memory by morning, night, and noon. She will leave you and then come back again. A pretty girl is just like a pretty tune. Here are two songs which draw our program to its end. Among our best efforts, the New York labs of the RCA Victor Company. A Pretty Girl is Like a Melody is the revival of the Berlin hit from the old follies of 1919. It'll be among the best songs in the Universal picture, The Great Ziegfeld. And the other song, The Good Green Acres of Home, is from the picture Sweet Music and is a bit more pretentious for the throat of yours truly, but I'll do my best to out-Marshall Everett Marshall with the aid of the keys of Better 8. The number of that Victor record is 24838. A pretty girl is like a melody that haunts you night and day, just like the strain of a haunting refrain. She'll start upon a marathon and run around your brain. You can't escape. She's in your memory by morning, night, and noon. She will leave you and then come back again. A pretty girl is just like a pretty tune. Blue are the skies for the hearts that return to the fold, from the hours of toil that flower the soil with green and gold. Gray is the joy when you've something to have and to hold in the land of my humble birth. Give me my place on earth. Let me stand with the grip of the plow in my hand on the good green acres of home, my land, where a friend is treasured and your wealth is measured by the strength of heart and the hand. Let me live with the sun and the wind and the rain, while I plant my acres with golden grain. Let me build my love nest with the stick and the stone on the good green acres of home, my home, the good green acres of home.
Let me stand with the tip of the plow in my hand
on the good green acres of home, my land,
where a friend is
plant my acres with golden grain. Let me build my love nest with the sick and the strong. None of the good green acres of home, my home. The good green acres.
These weekly Radio City matinees are designed by RCA Victor to bring you the best in classical and popular music. So to hear this wealth of entertainment and all of the other fine radio programs on the air, be sure your radio set is properly installed and serviced and equipped with a good antenna system and new, fresh radio tubes. If your set needs a new antenna, have your serviceman install an RCA worldwide noise-reducing antenna system. If your tubes are more than a year old, replace them with new RCA microsensitive radio tubes, the choice of experts, sold only in the famous Field carton. Your protection against buying old radio tubes disguised as new. On next Wednesday at the same time, another RCA Victor Radio City matinee, fulfilling its promise to bring to the Wednesday afternoon audience the finest in entertainment. RCA Victor will present next Wednesday the Boston Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Sergei Koussevitzky, direct from Symphony Hall in Boston. This program will be unique because for the first time in history, the public will hear Victor records actually being made. You will hear the music just as it is being recorded, and while it is being recorded on Victor Red Seal Records, which will soon be available at your Victor dealers. Remember, next Wednesday at the same time, the RCA Victor Radio City matinee with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Sergei Koussevitzky.
Oh, well,